Welcome to the Dove's Inner Beauty Podcast, where we foster emotional awareness one individual at a time. Leading the way is Demetria Nickens, a certified mental health first aid instructor and trauma recovery coach with over 2 decades of experience in fostering emotional awareness in others by engaging their mental health.
Discover how a sense of purpose can transform your mental and emotional well-being, fostering resilience, happiness, and a deeper connection to life. Trauma coach and therapist Demetria Nickens explains the profound link between purpose and mental health. Welcome back, everyone. This is Garfield Bowen, co-host / producer, back in the studio with Demetria Nickens. Demetria, how's it going?
Going well. Quick correction. I'm not a therapist, but I am a coach. I always like to just make sure that's, FYI. But you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so Coach Demetria, how does having a sense of purpose impact our mental health and overall well-being?
Absolutely. So oftentimes people just think purpose, right? What am I supposed to do with my life? What are my goals that are directed, right, for my life? People think of purpose in a couple of different ways, right? This idea that I'm supposed to serve others, or what is God said that I'm supposed to do, or I'm just got these goals that I want to get to, right? Your mental health is going to impact it and how you move forward. And so there are not many studies that are out there about purpose and mental health, but the studies that are out there from the American Psychological Association really say that lower anxiety, better sleep, anyone that's ever done any type of study like that has said that these things are better, right, for you when you have a sense of direction. So this idea that because you have this direction in your life, you feel better about yourself, you have better self-esteem, right? You are not worried as much in life. You go about life on that spectrum of mental health, you're higher on that spectrum, right? You're feeling better most days because you have that sense of confidence, because you have this direction. But without it, they find the opposite, that when there is that lack of purpose, when people are like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, what's going on? I don't have this purpose. There is this idea where there's lack of sleep, more anxiety, less concentration and things they want to do, easily distracted. A lot of those things that contribute to mental health decline are impacted. And so when I look at this, there's something to it. This idea that if we think about, well, what is the purpose, right? What is it that we're trying to do in this life? How do we define it for ourselves? What does that look like? How can we think more about that so we can get to this idea of having better mental health, right? Being higher up on that mental health spectrum continuum than not. It's definitely impacts, and we don't think about it that way. We just think about our goals and what we want to do, but we don't think about how our mental health will either stop us or, keep us from getting to those goals or even thinking about those goals because we're focused on something else, because something else is going on with us that we need to take care of. So it's just a different way to consider how we view our mental health.
Are there specific signs that indicate someone is thriving due to a strong sense of purpose?
Oh man, I think when you know yourself, a lot of times people just kind of go about life and they don't feel like they know themselves enough to determine even what their purpose is. I would say a sign of someone who is kind of doing all the things, right? They are very knowledgeable about themselves. They live authentically in who they are. They manage, right, their mental health, and they're moving towards the goals that they want in their life because of that. So I would say it's when we live more authentically in who we are, we're definitely moving in the right direction.
Okay, I have a couple more questions for you. I know you love questions.
I do.
How does purpose help individual navigate challenges and trauma?
Ooh. So when we think about navigating challenges, right? When we think about, let's say, whatever challenge we may have that's going on with us, right? One, how can I look at how I feel about this challenge, right? How is my feeling towards it, my emotion toward it, changing my reaction, right? So what is my feelings and thoughts about this thing making me do? And so, or making me not do, right? Oftentimes we hear someone that may be depressed, they don't have the energy to get up out of bed. They don't have the energy to move and be and to do the things and to even to leave the house. That is a serious symptom of depression, right? And so instead of people just trying to force them to get out of the bed and say, oh no, you can do it, just get up and go, right? We need to think about, okay, what are the smaller things that this person can do to try to start moving in the direction of not being depressed, right? Do they get up and see their coach or their therapist? Do they get up to eat at least, right? What are the smaller things that they could do to start moving in that more positive direction? How did they get to this space? Can they start to work on the healing through that so that they can get to the space that works for them? And so thinking about it in smaller goals instead of bigger, overwhelming goals. Oftentimes people just think about this bigger, overwhelming goal of just, I've got to get up and just go work for 40 hours a week. Well, maybe that's too big of a goal for somebody that is suffering from a mental health challenge. And so maybe something starting smaller so that they can possibly even get to this point is important for them. What are the things they're saying to themselves? Positive affirmations are important. And once again, it's the small things. Oftentimes we really don't think about the small thing, noticing what are the things we say to ourselves? How are we feeling, right? That's going to get us moving and doing, right? We cannot be human doers until we decide to be human feelers, and people that genuinely are going to feel what we need to feel and then move past it, right? But we cannot just continuously go without a repercussion coming at us at some point, right? Our body is going to tell us at some point, even if we don't want to face it with our emotion, our body is going to tell us. And so being able to say, how do I move through this thing from a smaller standpoint in order to get to a bigger idea? And so sometimes it's really about focusing on you first, right? What are the things that I need to do? I need to think about me and how I want to serve in this world. Do I want to do things that are focused on me, that I need to focus on me because my mental health isn't where it can be to focus on other people? Or am I at a point where I can focus on other people and I can serve others, right? And I can do things for others and I can help others. But we got to take care of us first. If you've ever heard of this saying, you can't pour into an empty cup, can't pour into you. That whole saying, it's true, right? When you are not who you need to be, you cannot go out and help others. So you got to get to where you can be so you can go and assist others if that's what you feel like purpose is, right? And maybe that's not purpose for you, and that's okay. And I think it's part of the problem is people don't know what it is or how they see purpose within themselves. Is that serving others? Is that being the best you could be? Is that something that you feel like you have to hear from God to say, God has given me this purpose, right? Whatever that is and however you see it is important for you to acknowledge so you can get through whatever it is that you need to get through to get there. Otherwise, you're just not going to get there. You're going to be stagnant at some point.
It sounds like you're sharing daily habits and practice can strengthen one's self of purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. You knocked it out the box again, Demetria.
Thank you.
Love it. Catch you in the next episode. You have a wonderful day.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to the Dove's Inner Beauty podcast, where we foster emotional awareness one individual at a time. For a complimentary consultation, visit dovesinnerbeauty.com or call 336-298-6599. That's 336-298-6599.